Oh, big moment.
Cha-cha, real smooth. Yes. From here, very technical part, aiming towards the left curbstone, overtaking the Subaru, aiming for the right curbstone. After that, continue going straight to the left side of the track. Left side on track, left. On the brake straight, foot to the wide side, 133. Let go the brake, steering into the left curbstone. On the throttle to the right side, stay on the right. End of curbstone on the brakes, beginning of left curbstone, steering in now. Left curb on the throttle towards the right curbstone on the left Yokohama side.
Hey guys, today I am joined by Mr. Misha.
Hello, Mr. Joe.
Mr. Joe and Mr. Misha. We are at Apex, which is Misha's home and project and beautiful everything. Hotel.
Everything. Most of you people already just know.
Yeah.
Because I've seen quite a lot of interactions on my channel, like, oh, you're finally with Joe!
Yeah.
And some reactions here, oh, you're finally with Misha! So, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're a proper legend in the YouTube world, and for anyone of my followers that don't follow Misha, you need to, because his stuff is, you do pretty much daily stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
When you can, but you somehow manage to run a business and everything else on the side, so I don't know how you fit that all in. Yeah, so the weather's lovely, so it seems to have attracted the whole world down here, and as a result, it's caused a lot of accidents. And you predicted, I think last night, you were like, it would be open for an hour, then closed for an hour, and open for an hour, and that's exactly what it's been. So we managed to I got one lap in this morning, and it was really sketchy, because it was like dry and then slime. Right then guys, first lap of the ring. A little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Tricky conditions. It's there's lots of dew this morning, so I'm guessing this circuit's going to be very wet in places and very dry in places like this. Yeah, definitely slippery. No heroics in this first lap. Down through the Vauxhall, fucking hell, it's soaking wet down here. So no big speeds. Forgot to mention I've got Robert. Whoa. I've got Robert and Stefan in front. It's just so greasy everywhere. I can feel the front tyres moving around slightly. Really is. I mean, I can't complain too much because at least it's sunny. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I was slightly nervous. lovely and dry here, but you just don't know what's around the next corner. And this is quite a hard braking zone here, getting a straight line. Lovely third gear corner. Okay, nice and dry, nice and dry. Snatch fourth, back in the third for the climb. Okay, now this is where I don't have to struggle to keep up these guys because they're only running sort of 190 brake. Now we've got one more long right-hander before we get to the carousel, which is probably the most famous corner on the Nurburgring. Probably didn't need second through here, but then we are going a lot slower. Always in fun trying to skid, which gives me a good idea in traction. Oh yeah. Right, I'm going to leave it in third through here, so we're going into the carousel now, dropping down. It's going to be rough. And it's always longer than you think. This is slippery through here, very slippery, it's in the shade. The front end moving around. And this is probably the trickiest part of the circuit. Let's drive through here. Whoa, big moment. Well, there's lap one done. Sorry if I was really quiet. I mean, that was, oh, my mouth's gone dry. That was tricky. That was really tricky. It was like really nice dry tarmac in places, and then horrible wet slimy stuff in others. Had one moment there, probably looked tiny on camera, but yeah, got a little bit scared. But look at its tyre temperature, so I've only got what, 38 degrees in the fronts and 32 in the rear, so you could just tell I hadn't really been putting any load through the car because it was just very hard to, like, and every time the tyres put a bit of temperature on, they probably cooled down in the wet section. So yeah, that was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I've done the first one. Looks like the track's closed now.
This is what we call, what many of my audience know as Club Apex. Club Apex is going to be a club where we wanted to have like a proper car geek club. We wanted to have like a second story, and have like a bar upstairs and enjoy a lot. But the problem is, fire department said no, you're not allowed. The old building, German stuff. So we have the bar here. We have a small workshop going on there.
Yep.
This is in fact the fastest BMW of the Nurburgring. The street legal BMW with a lot of mods to it. It has a 4.4 stroker engine kit, which is like roughly 500 horsepower. Very crazy team Schirmer suspension, kinematics, everything is like batshit crazy. Time-wise, it has a proof of 6 minutes 59. The video is out there. It has an unpublished proof that I'm not allowed to talk about of 6 minutes 57 because allegedly the driver overtook someone on the right, which is not allowed.
Oh.
Many of you people know the LT, what's special about it. Yes, it has an MSO spec, it's probably one of the 80 in the world with a roof scoop. It's a fairly extra option of 40,000 euro. I mean, yeah.
Is that all?
That's all. I can build like 2 ups of for that. No, the most interesting part, most exciting part, the part that we are most proud of, it's not the spec, it's not the fact that it's LT, because we also have an LT Spider, but the fact that this car has now 18,000 kilometers, out of which 13 are on the Nurburgring.
Wow.
This is probably the most lapped super near hypercar in the world on the track. If some of you have never been at the Nurburgring but really want to come, make sure to come very early in the morning on the weekend.
Yep.
Or do not be pissed off when it's closed, because it's a part of the experience.
Of course, yeah.
Or come during the weekday, that's also possible. Or the best scenario, if you have the money for it, book a track day. The problem is, we quite often get people who say here, I done 10,000 laps on a Forza or Gran Turismo, or insert the game here like Project Cars or whatever not. I don't need instruction, I just go flat out. And unfortunately, whenever some person comes in the office with those words, we always say either you're not getting a car or it's mandatory instruction. Sure. Because there are multiple times we had exactly the accident when people are overconfident. You know the track knowledge, you know that the corner goes to the left, but you don't know that there's a bump which is gonna like upset your suspension and gonna get you thrown off the track. Yep.
It's usually the quiet ones, the ones that don't shout about it, like your mechanic Tim, who I met last night. And I'll put his Instagram below actually, but yeah, I had no idea. I've seen him in your videos, but I had no idea how handy he is in the car. And then I've heard. Some
people say he's also the most handsome mechanic of the.
He's a very good-looking kid as well. Yeah. After my pint, I was looking at him going, no. It's exciting, but it must be there's headaches that you must go through. Situations where you've had a few smash cars recently, but that's just all part. You go out there, and it is. Honestly, you need to respect it. I think the ring, I've only been, this is my second time, and I've only really done 1 lap this morning. You have to kind of treat it like the ocean. You don't take the piss with it. Like you don't, exactly. If there's big waves and stuff, you don't just jump straight in, because you could get sucked out. And it's the same here. But at the same time, you don't want to go out there like scared shitless and nervous and holding on too stiff, because if you're in that sort of position, you're scared, then you're just going to get intimidated by other faster cars, and it'll probably just get worse and worse.
It's open. So let's go for a lap.
Yeah? You got time?
I got time. I always have time with you.
Oh, thanks, Misha.
You're only allowed to overtake on the left side. Yellow flags. Unfortunately, it may happen that there's going to be yellow flag or yellow zone. If we're lucky, we're gonna see a yellow light first. That means go off the accelerator, just like cruise. Don't slam the brakes, but just cruise, and turn on your hazard lights. No overtakings allowed at all. If marshals see that, you'll be sent home with a ban for a year. Wow. Or till the end of the year. Yeah. And as you can see, it's very busy on the track, so we're gonna have a lot of traffic. So keep in mind the rules that I told you earlier regarding overtaking and yellow zones.
God, this is great. It's like Piccadilly Circus. Huh?
It is.
Is this about as busy as you've seen it?
Yeah, it's one of the busiest, and unfortunately, as you can see, there are already 2 yellow zones. Okay. So if we are really unlucky, they might close the barrier in front of us and say it's done. Yep. So and
that first yellow zone's just at the end here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's already at T13. So someone was really excited and crashed in the first corner. Well, here, stay on the right side, watch out for the cones. They're 20 euro a piece if you knock them over.
So that's real? That's not a myth? That's real?
Yeah, apparently it's real. That's what I've been told ever since I came to the Nurburgring, because the marshals have to walk down here, put the cone back up, and you may be damaging the property. I always advise to stay on the right side completely, this part of the track, although the ideal line is towards the left part of the bridge. You can, if there's no traffic behind us, you can proceed to the left side of the bridge. Left curbstone, after that you go straight to the right side of the track. You stay completely to the right. In the bottom, when the compression starts steering towards the left curbstone, and it's a yellow flag. Yellow light, so now we're just like cruise down left curbstone, right curbstone, aiming for the middle of the track. And once you're at the middle, you tap on the brake, let go, steer in, stay left, and hard braking on the left. And then towards the right curbstone, the middle of the track, aiming for the middle. From here, start steering to the right curbstone, the 2 kilometer sign on the left, stay to the left, close to the sign, and at the sign, start steering to the right curbstone. Speed is okay on the throttle, don't lift mid-corner, towards the left corner of the track, and then drifting over to the right side on the track, 2 braking points incoming here, brake, let go, steer in, left curbstone, and brake one more time, and steer into the right curbstone on the throttle gently to the left curbstone, after that orange barrier, and at the right curbstone you tap on the brake, left curb, orange barrier ahead, the right curbstone, tap on the brake, steer in, left curbstone, right curbstone, on the throttle, towards the 3 kilometer sign on the left side. Here you go on the brake again, and tight steering to the right curbstone. Stay very close to it because it's a blind corner with banking, and towards the left curbstone, window in the fence on the right, on the throttle, accelerating, aiming for the middle of the track. Hello. Once you're uphill, start steering close to the right barrier, and after that, towards the left uphill corner of the track. The speed is good, no need to brake unless it's for other traffic. On the left there's an orange barrier, start steering to the right at the orange barrier, towards the right curbstone. Drift to the outside, back to the right side, but there's a traffic, so overtake when safe. There's a very fast Cupra approaching, and now
another one
overtaking, and then it's yellow zone, so we cannot overtake anyway, so we just chill here. Here on the throttle to the left curbstone, I didn't see anything that happened. On the right, small wide side 93, start steering left from here, towards the left curb, left curb, or the 6 kilometer sign optionally. Now towards the left curbstone to the right curbstone. At the right curb, start steering gently to the left curb and right curb. Never brake or lift at the bottom. End up on the right side, at the right curb, go on the brake, at the sign steering in left. Now left, and on the brakes for the cars. Brake, right curbstone, maybe gentle overtakings, or we stay left or overtake. It's a tight corner to the left, so from here on, watch out. Usually aim for the orange graffiti, and then you tight left, and on the throttle, overtaking all those people. Go, gas. From here, very technical part, aiming towards the left curbstone, overtaking the Subaru, aiming for the right curbstone. After that, continue going straight to the left side of the track. Left side of the track, left. On the brake, straight foot to the white sign, 133. Let go the brake, steering into the left curbstone. On the throttle to the right side, stay on the right. End of curbstone on the brakes, beginning of left curbstone, steering in now. Left curb on the throttle towards the right curbstone. On the left Yokohama sign. At the motorcycle sign, you go on the brake and you stay longer left. So brake, stay, go to the right curbstone, overtake the Apex Polo. Woohoo, it's still in one piece, don't jinx it. On the right fence, aim towards that, but there's a car, so at the fence, tap on the brake and steer into the left curbstone. On the throttle to have the balance in the car. Right curb, left fence, on the brake again, aim for the second curbstone on the right. So miss the first one, aim for the second one, miss the third one, end up on the left side, stay left. And slightly after the yellow graffiti on the tarmac, you go on the brakes. So here, and let go the brakes, steer in, but better not let go the brakes because there's a car in front of us, I'm sorry. Left curbstone, right curbstone, left folded traffic sign on the left, over there, stay on the left. Going on the throttle, after the exclamation mark, you can start moving right gently. So here on the right, gently, stay close to the right before the end of the curve. On the brake, stay right. Left curbstone, end of the white wall on the right side, towards that, on the throttle, back to the left side, stay left, end of the curbstone, tap on the brake, always important to do that, and then steer in, and you can go almost flat out. You can actually go flat out because the circumstances are dry. In the wet, make sure always to stay on the outside or you will be fucked. Going straight ahead, in front of us, Lauda Lynx, we're Niki Lauda crash in 1976, which marked the end of Formula 1, but today you can almost take it flat out with almost any car. Stay left completely at the Yokohama sign, you go on the brake, and you stay left until beginning of the left curbstone. So stay, go to the right. Good. Because a lot of people turn in too early and then they end up on the barrier. That's why I always be overprotective and sometimes tend to grab the steering wheel. Stay on the left completely, flat out, overtake the car because the track goes 3 times to the left, so you can definitely be safe about it. So count the curbstones, 1, 2, the number 3, you go straight to the right. So here you go straight to the right. There's a left-hander, you don't need to brake for that, especially not at those speeds. Going flat here, aiming for the orange barrier far away on the left side in the distance, not this one. Here's a bit of oil spill. Overtaking, flat out. Let's take a Twingo. Going flat, staying left for a bit. Then after that, towards the right curbstone, left curbstone, aiming straight for the right part of the track, the right barrier, staying right at the end of the right curbstone, steering into the left. Speed is good, so steer on the throttle, don't brake, go. 180 kilometers an hour is the average speed in this corner. Stay left completely after the crest, tap on the brake, steer into the right curbstone. So tap, enough, steer in on the throttle towards the left curbstone. At the the beginning of the left curb, you go on the brake and you stay left until the end of the curb. So here, brake, 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 stay left, brake, brake, yeah, no, right.
Sorry.
You missed it a bit.
Sorry.
No problem. Towards the left side of the track. Once the track goes to the left, you go to the left as well. And you aim for the small white sign in the fence that you cannot see because the overexposure. So you brake and continue going straight like that. And inside the carousel and jump. Perfect. Was a bit messed up, but the sun conditions were shit.
Yeah.
You exit here, aiming towards the right curbstone, left white sign, 145 towards that. After that, transition to the right curbstone, left curbstone. Before the left curb, you can just gently release the throttle. Okay, now towards on throttle to the right curbstone. At the right curb, tap on the brake. At the end of the curb, tight steering to the left curbstone. Tight, 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 tight. Yeah, and now towards the right curbstone to the left side, stay left. At the orange barrier, tap on the brake and steer to the right curbstone. Yeah, on the throttle, back gently. Towards the left curbstone, left orange barrier, straight ahead towards that. Going on the brakes. Right curbstone on the throttle to the red graffiti on the wall and tap the brake again towards the left curbstone on the throttle, left curb. You can take the right curbstone, so go over it, aiming towards the left fence. At the fence on the brake, end of curbstone, steering in right, tight to the curbstone because it's a fairly blind corner, so better be safe than sorry. On the right, Yokohama sign towards that on the brakes, left curbstone on the throttle, and then you stay left. Stay left. At the end of the curb, you go on the brake. Yeah, and now turning into the right on the throttle towards the left curbstone. Throttle, you can take the left curbstone, no problem. Here on the brakes, end of curbstone, steering in, and on the throttle again next to the right curbstone, to the outside, to the left side, back to the right side, and it's yellow again. So before the bottom line on the brakes, stay right until the yellow graffiti, steering in here. Be prepared to counter steer mid-air. So here, just tip, perfect. End of the curbstone, steering into the right curbstone. Here straight, then towards the left curb, left curb, and then the right corner of the track, going straight towards it at the right fence. Now on the brake, straight to the left side and turning in. Yeah, tight to the right corner, stay right, end of the curbstone, tap on the brakes, steer to the left curbstone, on the throttle gently to the right curbstone, stay right, black marks on the curbstone is the braking point, so here on the brakes, and end of the curbstone, steering in, inside the carousel, on the throttle gently, stay left completely, overtake the Mondeo.
Do you see me?
Yeah, stay left, second graffiti is a braking point, and before the end of the curb, turning in. So here on the brake, and here usually you turn in, but there's a Lotus in front of us, which allows us to overtake, staying on the left side until the left fence. Stay close to the fence, 186, and now gently to the right curb. So dum, on the throttle, never lift in this corner or you're gonna be screwed. And then towards the Audi gantry, we make a lap. After the gantry, make sure to let go of the accelerator. Do not try to compromise with drag racing because you suck in the corner. You don't, but some people try.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah, because you want to cool down the car, cool down the brakes, chill out, and yeah, go for another lap. But
well, thanks a lot, Misha. That was awesome. It was. I was still like butterflies because it is like, you know, I mean, I'm not going fast. I'm going fast for my level and my ability and my lack of knowledge for this track. But having someone next to me, like giving me the confidence, you know, I'm like thinking, should I brake here? You're like, no, brake here. But, and it's like knowing that, okay, and even you're probably playing it safe by saying brake here when you could brake a bit further.
Yeah. I mean, for example, like Schwedenkreuz, when I said, although we were going slow there because of the yellow zone, it's always the safest to overbrake than to underbrake. And the thing is, it's very counterintuitive, but you really should be staying on the throttle most of the time, especially in the corners. That's why I say once you're at the apex, just go on the throttle again. Because otherwise, the worst thing that can happen to you is a lift-off oversteer, because that's not something you can catch.
No.
Well, you can catch, but you're not prepared for it usually. Because if you're going like really flat in the corner, you feel the back sliding out, you're like
what's going on?
Kind of like counter steering, but lift off oversteer is usually a very bad surprise.
But it's hard, like again, when you're not used to those speeds and you're sitting there going, oh, throttle, and I'm like, really, like through here now? But then as soon as you do, you feel the car neutralize and everything feels so much better than coasting through there effectively. You know.
Exactly. A lot of people ask me, like, are you not afraid of getting in with the car with a lot of strangers? It's not scary going that fast.
No, honestly, I'm not going to try and touch your cock or anything. That's after.
I already touched your boobs. So that's okay, I mean. No, on a serious note, you know, the most scary parts of the track with someone unexperienced is who's going really slow. And I'm talking about constant 60 kilometers an hour slow. Because they never ever had the performance driving, they never drive fast in the street at all or anything, and then they're like, oh, I want to drive the famous Nurburgring, I want to do it, I want to drive the racetrack, and because it's so accessible, decide to do it. But on a busy Sunday, you seen how much traffic was out there, and people like flying all the time. We had a pretty nice pace, so we weren't bothered with it. When you have a train of 20 GT3s, GT3 RSs, M3s flying past you, and you're just like 60, like that is scary.
Yeah,
that is really scary.
You're a sitting duck.
Yeah,
effectively,
because you're just hoping that he will stay on the right and not try anything funny.
Yep. So I had a great day. It was really good because I was a little bit shaken up, nervous this morning, especially after that little incident last night. Just annoyed me, and then the conditions this morning were really tricky. And yeah, but going out with you this afternoon, my fear of the ring has completely, gone down again. And
Nurburgring is like a girl. It's always better to go on the first day with the wingman.
Yep.
And also it's better when she's wet and you don't have to share it with other guys.
That's really good advice. Cool, Misha, thanks man.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm happy that you made it this year.
Yes.
Because we've been talking since the beginning of the year, ever since we met. Okay, come to the Nurburgring.
Yep.
And you couldn't have chosen a more better day. I mean, weather-wise.
Weather-wise, yeah.
Track opening, but still, yeah, I'm happy that you made it back home safe, apart from your
ring mirror. Yeah. Well, that's about the best. If you're going to leave the ring with an accident to your car, I think that's about the best.
My first accident on the Nurburgring was in a Nurburgring parking lot.
Right, no way.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so yeah, that's another good one to have, I suppose.
Exactly. So there are more fun stories. For more fun stories, subscribe to him, to me, follow us on social media. And,
honestly, make sure you subscribe to him. I'm sure you will be, but
just give me a first watch, maybe, because otherwise you're gonna sub and like, that sucks. I'm gonna unsub you.
Exactly. It's the Nurburgring.
Drives it crazy.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool, man. Right, guys, take it easy. Hope you enjoyed today's vlog. I certainly did. And now I've got an 8-hour drive back to the UK, and up for a job tomorrow. So
cheers. Oh, no, that's it, guy.
Cheers.